So now we're going to start talking about gradient. So the idea of gradient is it measures how far a line rises or falls over a given distance. So look at these four lines here. Now each one has a gradient. So this line here is a perfectly horizontal line that doesn't rise or fall. We say that it has zero gradient because it doesn't matter how far along this line I travel, I'm not actually going to go up or down, okay? So this one here, okay, as every meter I travel forwards, I lift or go up by 4 meters. So this is a fairly steep hill. Firstly, this is what we call a positive gradient, okay? Because as I go forwards, I go up. You can also see that it's fairly steep. Now, we don't actually use the word steep. We're actually going to look at how we can use numbers to define this. But if we have a look at this one, it's still a positive gradient because every meter I go forward, I go up by 2 meters. So it is definitely still positive. But it's not a particularly steep gradient because you can see compared to this one, for every meter I go forwards, I'm only going half the distance upwards. So it's probably a bit of a shallow gradient. Now remember, these guys are written in red because we don't actually use the word shallow. We're going to look at numbers. But this one here, for every meter I go forwards, I actually fall by 4 meters. Okay, so I'm running down a hill essentially. We call this a negative gradient. Negative because as I move forwards, I go down the hill.